So next thing you know, the director texts me. He's like, well, look, man, David Spade recommended you. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Because first of all, David Spade is one of my favorite entertainers of all time. I mean, you know, the fact that, we have Chris Farley, a painting of Chris Farley up here in our studio, and the fact that he got to work with him, Black Sheep, Tommy Boy, you know, what's the movie, I think he was in Sin of a Woman, I think, or something, I don't know, or he just gets a lot of hussy, you know what I'm saying? But I love David Spade. Oh, Joe Dirt, and people, you know, and I thought Joe Dirt, a lot of people don't know this, I thought it was a documentary when I first saw it. And I remember when I finally got to interview David Spade, he came on Allegedly, which was a podcast that I've done with Matthew Cole Weiss for a while. And he came on to Allegedly, and he's like, and I was like, hey, did a lot of orphans like reach out to you when Joe Dirt came out? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, and I explained to him, you know, and he's like, dude, that's not a fucking documentary. He's like, you're an idiot. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. You know, David Spade has called me an idiot. It made me feel good. But anyhow, so next thing you know, the director's like, well, why don't you get in touch with David Spade? And I'm like, I don't know David Spade's number. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm not just walking around with people like David Spade's number, or people like, you know, who else? Chris Kringle, frickin' Rain Man, anybody else, dude. Wolverine, who the fuck does this guy think I am? You know? Katy Perry. I don't have just ultimate numbers in my phone. So he sends me David Spade's number. I'm like, oh, wow. What do I do with David Spade's number? So I'm like, well, I don't really call David. And I know David Spade through, we have a mutual friend, Adam Egget, who's the booker at the Comedy Store. And I know him through just seeing him in circles. And we chat sometimes a little bit. And I would consider us buddies, but I wouldn't say that we're really friends yet, you know, because I don't know him well enough. And, you know, it's that weird thing where, like, I don't want to, I don't feel like I fanboy out around him or anything, but I am a fan of his work. So it's, you know, it's not uncomfortable, but it's you know, there's an admiration there that sometimes I get excited about. Maybe I can't hide. And he might be like, man, this is a fun conversation, but your cheeks are all flushed, or your eyes are flickering while we're talking, you know, or you're erect. Like, what's going on, buddy? So, you know, sometimes I can't hide my, you know, just genuine excitement that God just sends out, just vibing out through my, you know, my eyelids, or through even my crotch sometimes if I'm, you know, keyed up or excited. So next thing you know, I have David Spade's number, and I call, it goes to voicemail, and then I get a call back. And this is, and so I'm like, well, what the hell? How do I stand up? Do I sit down? You know what I'm saying? Do I lay down? How do I answer the phone when David Spade calls? So, you know, I'm just trying to, I go outside. I was inside of a loud place, and I'm like, I don't want him to think that I, you know, hang out in loud places, you know, like, I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking, dude. And then I was like, fuck, dude, I don't feel like I'm very tall, because I always have this thing in my head, like, I don't feel like because I am 6 feet tall, even though some people will say I'm not. And if you look at like old, you know, older, if you use like an old fucking ruler from a long time ago where they didn't really put that full inch in there, then yeah, then I definitely make it. But if you use kind of these newer rulers where things are a lot more, you know, certain, I kind of get there. And I think I get there. And some people say I don't. But I think I come in right at 6 feet, you know, and strong, that fucking, you know, I'm right there 5'11" and 7/8, dude. And if the wind blows upward, it'll fucking kind of pick me up just enough to get me at that 6 foot. But I always have these insecurities. You know, I have the insecurities of having that, you know, I have a limited neck. My neck doesn't go very far, and we've talked about that on here, and I talk about it a lot. You know what I'm saying? I can't really look around that much. So I have to either look forward, or I have to turn around and then also look forward, which is behind me at that point because I turned around. And so next thing you know, man, I stand on a bench. There's a bench right there. So I'm like, well, fuck, I want to sound tall when I talk to David Spade on the phone, even though I already know, he already knows how tall I am, right? So next thing you know, I'm on the phone, and he starts telling me about the video. And I said, well, look, I'm a little nervous. I don't want to be seen as like a pervert, you know? I don't want to be seen as a pedophile. And so he's like, nah, man. He's like, this is a chance for you to like act, like you get to be funny a lot, but do you get to be, creepy and dark? And I'm like, well, I have I said, I've struggled over my life with, masturbation and stuff like that. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know. And so then we kind of thankfully got out of that topic for a second. But I was trying to tell him that I've been into some dark arts or anything, I've had some issues and addiction issues and stuff. But he's just like, look, this is a chance for you to play a creeper. You can be a creeper, and that's it. So next thing you know, I text the director, and I said, I'm in. And 2 days later, I'm on set with Bhad Bhabie. Let me look this shit up. I thought it was Bhad Bhabie, and then I thought, I was like, well, her fan base has to be called Bhad's Jihad, right? But it is Bhad. When I first saw it, I was like, is she a sheep owner? Yeah, Danielle Bregoli, that Bhad Bhabie, Cash Me Outside. So anyway, next thing you know, I'm on set, and boom, there I am. And I'm on, it's like, and dude, it's a real music video. There's like smoke, and there's like a table in the distance with everybody eating orange slices and like fancy oranges, like oranges from fucking Sweden or Portland. And everybody's, they have all kind of cashews and they have, people, they have some dudes walking around with radios and shit who aren't doing shit, but just, carrying around electronics basically. And it was so next thing you know, I'm in this, dude, I'm playing a pervert. And I'm playing a pervert, and we did it. We did the whole video, and we did a night shoot, and it was wild. And then I came back 2 days later, and we did some pick-me-ups. So it's just gonna be something that you're gonna be able to. It was the craziest thing. Like you would never think I would be in that, and then there I was, man. But the crazy part is, here's one of the weirdest things. So a couple of my friends knew about it, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to tell anybody about it, but. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do on here. We just say what's going on. And so, and my buddies are texting me and they're like, hey man, that chick is so hot, bro. Set me up. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking? I'm playing a pervert, bro, because of guys like you. Because of guys like you, I'm here. And this is the role I'm in. So it was just intense, man. My buddies were like, set me up with her. I'm like, dude, I'm not setting you up with a child. Dude, that's called sex trafficking. That's called sex trafficking, man. So it's just, it's just wild. But then also, she gets, it's wild how we sexualize. I don't want to say that we sexualize children, but there's the industry, like, you'll put a young girl and have her look sexual, if they're developed, you'll have them look sexual. And I just start to wonder, like, I guess if somebody's is really a pervert, then they don't know when to say, okay, that is a child, or that's a kid, or that's legally not okay. And then, and then it is okay. Because that starting line is 18. So that's the starting line. But yeah, I guess that's the difference is some people can't shut down that part of their brain where they want to, join they want to, coach children's softball or whatever, or that kind of stuff. Anyway, I don't know why I got into all that, but you can see me in a Bhad Bhabie music video coming out. And look, I was so nervous, like, there's one part where I'm like, because she catches me and I'm like pinned down on this like Dexter style deal, and I'm like, fuck, and I'm like, and I even said to the director, I was like, dude, I just want to, like, I'm okay with, I said, just tell me this, tell me if I look like somebody who can't act trying to act. That's what I do not want to look like that. He's like, nah, man, you did a good job. And it was pretty crazy, man. It was just crazy. It was crazy to be in there. And people are like, well, what's Danielle Bregoli like? What's Bhad Bhabie like? And I said, well, she's the Cash Me Outside girl, She and that's who she is. And she's also a kid. She's a ninth grader. So when you talk to her, it's like talking to somebody in the ninth grade. but she definitely had a lot of swagger. She was definitely fun. She was fun to be around. She had a good sense of humor, I thought. Like the second time we did pickup shots, which was last night or 2 nights ago, she made it like it was easy to joke around and stuff with her. I mean, if anything, what I realized about myself was that definitely, because I haven't been around a 15-year. I don't hang out around any people this age, and so good. First of all. And it was just, I realized like, oh yeah, these kids, this is another generation. They live in a world that I do not know about. And I am thankful that I don't know about it. And I'm thankful that I'm just here playing a pervert or pedophile, today, just as an actor and not, suffering with that in my real life. And I'm grateful for that, man. Cause I remember being in college. And I was in college, and I was at Louisiana State University. And we had a professor, and he came into class one day. It was like statistics or something like that, or something like that. And he comes in and he goes, statistically speaking, there's 800 people in here. It was first year. He goes, there's 800 students in here. Statistically speaking, 170 of you guys will get divorced. Statistically speaking, 4 of you guys will be in a lawsuit because you burned your arm at a Pizza Hut or something. And then statistically speaking, 2 of you guys will be convicted of pedophilia or something. And the second I heard that, I remember just standing up, dude, in the middle of that class and just saying, not it. That's what I said. I said, not it. And I made that line in the sand right in the sand. I made the line in the sand right then for myself that I wasn't going to sit around and let that roulette ball of life just bounce and land wherever it wanted to on me. That I was going to stand up and say, not it today, professor. I'm not being a damn pervert for my life. Wow, you know what's crazy is my sister can't even read. But what does it have to do with us right now? Hope you enjoyed that video. And you can watch another, and you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. 2 options. Watch one, this one or this one.